Today, we're gonna be ranking every single Fall Guys soundtrack. So the tiers are Meh, which is the lowest tier, C, Decent, A, and Masterpiece. We're gonna be ranking all of the soundtracks from every season, and in the end, we will see which season had overall the best soundtracks. So let's get started. Starting off with Season 1, we have Everybody Falls. Everybody Falls has that iconic Fall Guys melody, which is the base for every other Everybody Falls that came out the next seasons. Overall, it's a really solid soundtrack, and I'm gonna put it on decent tier. Fallen Raw is also a really solid soundtrack. It gives off energy that fits a race round, and we can't forget the inspirational lyrics. So yeah, I'm gonna put it on decent tier. Survive the Fall is a really good soundtrack. The melody is amazing and it fits that Fall Guys theme really well. For that reason, I'm gonna give it an A tier. Fall for the Team starts pretty meh, and then continues like that for the first half of the soundtrack. It does get a little bit better at the second part, but I don't think it's gonna get it anywhere higher than C tier. I'll just straight up say it, Final Fall is an amazing soundtrack. The melody is really good, it's giving that energy and tension of being in a Fall Guys final. The only reason I'm not putting it on Masterpiece tier is because the melody doesn't really change that much throughout the soundtrack. Finishing with Season 1, we have Didn't Fall. Didn't Fall is a really good soundtrack. I like the melody and the energy it is rewarding you after winning a game. It's gonna go on A tier. Starting Season 2, we have Everybody Falls to the Middle Ages. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that. So I'd say the Season 2 Everybody Falls is a little bit better than the Season 1 one. Well, that sounded weird. The melody fits that medieval theme while also keeping the Fall Guy style. I'm gonna put it on decent tier above the Season 1 Everybody Falls. Zero Falls a Lot is a really solid soundtrack. It starts off with a really nice melody and stays like that for the first half of the soundtrack. The second half isn't as good as the first one, but I'm still gonna put it at the top of decent tier. Beans of the Round Table is a good soundtrack. I really like the energy it gives up and the melody stays exciting for almost every part of the soundtrack. I'm gonna put it on A tier, below Final Fall. Fall for the Queen Bean is a really nice soundtrack. Yeah, I didn't really know what to say about this one, it's just really good. I guess I'm gonna give it an A. I'm running out of ideas for the script. Let's just get to the next one. Starting off Season 3, we have Merry Falling Everybody, which is basically Everybody Falls 3.0. So Merry Falling is literally a copy of the original Everybody Falls with just some extra sound effects. It lacks some originality, and that's why I'm gonna put it on C tier. Skis on Beans. This soundtrack is... you get what I mean? It's so good. Definitely not an S tier soundtrack, but I'm gonna put it on A tier. This soundtrack is so freaking good, holy. It starts off with a strong melody which just blesses my ears, and not even 30 seconds into the soundtrack, it hits us with a saxophone part like... straight up masterpiece. Ending Season 3, we have Winter Olympics. I'm running out of things to say about Season 3 soundtracks, bro. They're just all so peak. Listen to the bell part. And the last part. Instant top A tier. I don't think I need to explain myself. First up in Season 4, we have Everybody Falls, 4041. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, this soundtrack isn't that good. Alright, put your pitchforks down now. That one part in the middle is still really good. I just don't really like the rest of it. I'm gonna put it at the top of C tier. Alright, fine, decent tier. Wait, whoa. Falling Stars is an absolute masterpiece. The music is amazing and the lyrics, oh my god, the lyrics. But I'm not gonna put it on masterpiece tier for a very important reason. It's too repetitive. In the whole soundtrack, we aren't introduced to any different type of melody except the one it started with. That is why I'm gonna put it at the top of A tier. Future Utopia. What do I even have to say about this? It's just so good. Like, listen to this. Straight up masterpiece tier. Lastly, we have Virtual Beanity. This is a really solid soundtrack. Some parts were absolutely insane and some not as good, so I think it's best if I put it on A tier, above Falling Stars. Season 5's Everybody Falls is decent. It doesn't have anything new except some sound changes. I'm gonna put it on C tier. Rumbling Waterfall is a solid soundtrack. I like the melody, especially the last part, but I think I'm gonna put it on high decent tier. Drums and Beans. This soundtrack is absolutely amazing. Like, listen to this part. And this part. Just peak, instant high A tier, above Falling Stars. Finishing off Season 5, we have Temple Tumble. This is an amazing soundtrack. The melody is epic and adds that tension of being in an RNG maze final. Overall, it's a really good soundtrack. I'm gonna give it a low A tier. Starting off Season 6, we have Everybody Falls, but it's HD. Okay, so bro, this is exactly the same with the Season 1 Everybody Falls. Like, there's barely any difference. C tier. Carousel Stumble. Bro, just listen to this. Masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. Grand Festival is a decent soundtrack. I like the melody and the energy it's giving. Overall, a really solid soundtrack. I'm going to put it at the top of decent tier. Finally, we have Bean Thieves. Man, I miss this show. Bean Thieves is a really good soundtrack, and this video is sponsored by Wimson, cause he's cool. Anyways, he's getting a bottom A tier. Fall Guys in the House is an absolute masterpiece. It's by far the best Everybody Falls ever released. I don't know why, but the energy this soundtrack gives off is so unique. Straight up masterpiece. Main Room Bean Step is a really solid soundtrack. Dang, how many times am I gonna say this? It is just a really good soundtrack, and yeah, it's gonna get A tier. Falling on the Dance Floor is an amazing soundtrack. What's really special about this soundtrack is that in Hexaring, the final it's used in, it kinda syncs with the gameplay. For example, at the start, the music is chill, but after the first rotation ends and the gaps start to appear, the music gets more intense, and in the end, where there are no tiles left, or just enough to make a Psycha, there's an epic beat drop. I think this soundtrack deserves a masterpiece tier. Clumsy Shuffle is an epic soundtrack. I love its energy, and the melody is also amazing. Top A tier. Fall Guys theme in space is the second best Everybody Falls version. Bro, the start is so good. High A tier. Satellite Scramble is one of, if not the best soundtrack in Fall Guys. Seriously, who doesn't think this soundtrack is good? Just listen to this part. And this part. straight up top of masterpiece tier. Orbital Tumbling is probably one of the best race soundtracks. I love the energy this gives off, and the melody is also amazing. Masterpiece tier. Finally, we have Follow Wayne. I love the spooky vibe it has, which obviously fits with the map it's used for, Treat Thieves. Overall, it's a pretty solid soundtrack. I'm gonna put it at the top of decent tier. SS3's Everybody Falls, it's decent to say the least. It doesn't have anything unique to offer like some other Everybody Falls, so it's not gonna get anything higher than bottom decent tier. Sunken Secrets is a banger, like listen to this part. You get what I mean? Top of A tier. Scuba Beans is an amazing soundtrack, just like the level it's played in. You know what's the best thing about this soundtrack? It's the only soundtrack so far that actually syncs with the beginning. A tier. Tentacle Tantrum is an epic soundtrack. It really fits the theme and energy of a boss fight, because Kraken Slam is kind of a boss fight, right? Masterpiece tier. Starting SS4, we have Everybody Falls. But SS4. This soundtrack is peak. It's better than most of the Everybody Falls, but it's not as good as the SS1 Everybody Falls. I'm gonna give it an A tier. Digifall, guys. This is an interesting soundtrack. The melody gets a little bit better later on in the soundtrack, and I think it's pretty solid. High decent tier. Also, why does it have one L in Digifall? The melody in Binary Computing doesn't get too insane, but that solo in the middle of the soundtrack is so good. High A tier. Crown Stack Overflow is a banger. The drop is absolutely insane and I love almost every single part of it. I'm gonna put it at the top of A tier. Next up, we have Creative Construction Fraggle Music. Well, this is, to be honest, this isn't really a soundtrack, but it has a calm vibe that fits the process of making a creative level. But I'm A tier. The only extra thing this adds to the previous one is some drums and beats, so it's gonna get the same rank with the previous one. Long Wall is the longest soundtrack ever in Fall Guys, reaching almost 8 full minutes. The melody doesn't change a lot throughout the soundtrack, and I think it could have been a good soundtrack for creative mode if they removed some beats and stuff. I'm gonna give it a mid-decent tier. Chill Your Beans. Early version. Wait, there was an early version? Honestly, it's pretty similar to the Falling Friends version, but it has some extra stuff that if we put into the new version, Chill Your Beans becomes a masterpiece. Like, why didn't they add the intro from the early version to the current one? It would have been so much better. High A tier for both of them. Yara Yara is a straight up masterpiece. Every second of this soundtrack is filled with energy and the lyrics. They're beautiful, just beautiful. Masterpiece tier, above Future Utopia. Next up we have Everybody Falls Chill Mix. Bro, this is literally the same with all the other ones. There isn't anything unique about this one. Decent tier. Next up we have the final Everybody Falls. Honestly, this is kind of a banger. I love the medieval and tale theme it's giving. I'm gonna put it in A tier, below Fall Guys theme in space. And finally, we have Fall Guys of Fables and Falling. It's a solid soundtrack. I like its energy and the medieval vibe it gives off. I'm gonna give it a middle A tier. And we're done. We ranked every single Fall Guys soundtrack. Now let's see what rank each season got. Season 1 got a B tier. Season 2 got a B tier as well. Season 3 got a B plus. Season 4 got an A. Season 5 got a B tier. Season 6 got also a B tier. SS1 got an A plus tier. SS2 got an A tier. SS3 got an A minus. And SS4 got a B plus tier. So the season with the best soundtracks was SS1. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.